One of the main reasons I believe I was able to secure both of my book deals for memoirs so quickly is because I had so much experience seeing how a book and its author, a true story, is positioned to a potential publisher or outlet or agent. If you don't know the story, my first memoir, Love and Other U-Turns, which I pitched on a Friday with a cold query, had a request for full manuscript straight away. And then I sent the full manuscript and I had an offer of publication by the Tuesday. With my second book, A Letter from Paris, which was a memoir biography hybrid, I was able to take that from query pitch to signed book contract within 8 months. And I do believe this is simply because I had so much experience seeing how the query works, seeing the business side of publishing and how that all plays out. And I was able to use that to write the draft much quicker, know where the story actually began and compelled readers, and it actually helped me to write a better book and do all of it a lot quicker. And this is exactly why I am running a query workshop on January the 23rd, which is an online workshop for all of you. Yeah. And I'm actually giving access to anyone inside the Art of Memoir to this query workshop because it is so crucial, even if you are just at the drafting stage of your memoir, to see how this story will be positioned to a potential publisher or agent in the manuscript submissions process. So that's why it is now a part of the Art of Memoir curriculum. So in this query workshop, what I want to do is different to what I've seen online. So you can have a look at, what's that website called? Query Shark, if you want to see examples of query letters, but they are for all different genres. And the main problem I see with learning how to write a query letter in this way, in the way of just Googling random examples, is you're not getting any of the context. And what I'm going to be doing in my query workshop is showing you step by step how I positioned myself in my query letter. You're going to actually see the query letter that sold my first book and examples of interactions with agents and potential publishers so that you can see how the query needs to be tailored depending on who you are interacting with and what the story is. It's going to be different for every single author and every single story. So that's the main reason that I'm running this workshop, is to show you how I tailored and positioned myself, even though it's my story and it's memoir and it's difficult pitching your own story. You can use these skills that I had thankfully developed as a freelance journalist of objectively looking at the story from the outside in and seeing what is most compelling about it. What I really want to show you in this workshop is the context of how you create urgency in a memoir query. And also the context of pitching yourself and positioning yourself and the book, because this is where memoir and non-fiction are very different to pitching a fiction novel. And this is also why it is part of the Art of Memoir now, because even though the Art of Memoir is specifically designed to teach you all that you need to know to write the memoir draft from page 1 to submission standard, you do actually need a bit of an overview of the book sales process to know how to write it well, and particularly to know where to begin your story. One of the main things that I'm going to be showing you is incorporating the hook and the compelling premise in the very first line or paragraph of your query letter, because most people write query letters that are way too long, and that makes sense because you've spent so long working on this 60 to 80 to 100,000 word memoir draft. I think my first memoir was 130,000 words, the first draft. So yeah, how do you even begin to shorten that to a 250 word, maybe even 150 word query letter? So I'll be showing you that, as well as taking you through the main points that you need to include in your query letter, line by line, paragraph by paragraph, how to tailor that query letter depending on your chosen publisher or potential literary agent, how to create urgency, and how to do this in a really professional way so that you do actually get a response. Whether it's yes or no, you want a response as quickly as possible so that you can maintain momentum in your submission process. We will be starting right on the dot of 10 a.m. my time, or whenever it is for you in your time zone. And I'll be doing a brief introduction, then giving the main presentation as part of the workshop, taking you through my query letters and submission process so you can get a really good overview of how that all works. And then I'll be opening it up to questions and answers. I'll also be showing you how I've edited a one-on-one client's query letter. So how I took that from way too long to 200 words. And really this is powerful because it's going to show you how the same person and the same story can be repositioned in a very compelling way to sell a book. And you, because don't forget that potential publishers and agents sign you, not just your book. Okay, so I think that's all the details that I need to share with you about the query letter workshop. What I'd love to know now, whether you're watching this on YouTube or in the main course platform, as it's the welcome video, is where are you at with your query process? Have you started the query process yet? And what are your biggest questions about query letters for memoir or nonfiction? Please share. I would love to know, because I'm going to be developing the slides and the presentation material, including the templates for you to shorten everything when it does come time to write or rewrite your query. And I'd just love to know your biggest questions or problems with your query letter that you'd love me to address in this workshop, so I know that I am giving you everything that you need to know to succeed, because I want to see more writers getting requests for their manuscripts this year. I really, really want to see this. And it doesn't need to take you years and years and years. The query letter is really, as I've said before, the bridge, the connector, the big connecting piece between your beautiful writing and your story, and that privacy and introversion required to write a beautiful true story based on your experience or lessons or teachings if it's a nonfiction, and that big business and big sales process of getting a traditional book deal with a commercial publisher. The query letter is absolutely crucial, and the sooner you can see some examples and hear some real stories and know how it all works, you're just going to be so much more clear and confident in your own process. So please share with me where you're at, what your biggest questions are, and how confident you currently feel going into the query process for your memoir or nonfiction. And I can't wait to see you and meet with you in the workshop. I'll be answering questions at the end of the main presentation. So if you would like me to answer specific questions about your query letter, be sure to have your camera on, be ready to understand that it is going to be recorded, so you need to be comfortable with that. And I will be helping you with your specific query letter questions for your memoir or nonfiction in the workshop. I can't wait to see you then, the 23rd of January in Australia and the 22nd Pacific Standard Time in the US. I'll see you then.